sorry for the way, let's get back to business. I had to make a change, this a new edition. But when I'm not around, I bet these niggas hear me. I hate when niggas say
Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you'll never miss a video again. Yo, what's pop, lock, and dropping, guys? The ops? If so, GG. Don't mind me, man. I'm just on another level right now. But welcome back to the St. Bros channel, or welcome to the St. Bros channel if you're new. And if you are, make sure you subscribe so I can tell you welcome back in the next video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about what gun is the best gun to buy, or what gun is the best gun for you, or if you should be buying a gun, period. I did a video on this almost a year ago, probably 10, 11 months ago, and that was a quick reply to the people or the beginners that were asking me every day, hey, which gun should I buy? I'm willing to spend money on the game, but I want to buy a gun. They felt that they needed to buy a gun to stand a better chance, or even to feel more confident when they're up against more skillful players, because you know the matchmaking in this game is complete garbage. So I understood that, so that was a quick reply to them saying which gun you should buy. That video was poorly done. I agree. Friends told me, you know what, that's not really a good video. You're kind of talking out your ass. And I was like, okay, you're probably right. Because I wasn't speaking from personal experience with those guns. I was more speaking out of friends' experience. Friends that use the guns, or people that I've been up against that were using that gun. So it was a bad video. It was helpful because in that video, I mentioned certain guns as the A-Tech, which people actually got angry at me for mentioning that gun to be the best gun in the game. Because since then, a lot of people have been using A-Techs, and they kind of blame me for that. But obviously, the A-Tech is not the best gun in the game. I simply said that because from a beginner's perspective, that gun takes minimal effort to use. All you do is pull the trigger and you kill. It has little recoil and it has a crazy range. And if you buy the correct one with the correct mods on it, like Hunting Sights 3 or Improved Rifling 3, you're gonna be doing some serious damage. But obviously, we all know that the A-Tech is not the best gun in the game at all. I was just throwing that out there to help some guys out. But guess what? Let's talk about it today. Let's talk about the whole what gun is the best gun, or what gun is the best gun for you. Let me start off by saying this. You don't need to buy a gun from the armas market in order to compete with other experienced players. Sure, in the beginning, you're gonna have a lot of crappy guns, but the Star in itself is a really good gun. And what I advise you to do is figure out how you play. Figure out the game mechanics. Try to get more familiar with the maps and how the guns that you have available to you work. Try to figure out what type of player you are, what type of style gameplay you have. When I say that, I mean, are you a ranged player? Are you a mid-range player? Are you a player that likes to get up front and personal? Are you a player that's not even concerned about the kills, but more concerned about helping your team? That's what I mean, what type of player you are. And if you don't know what type of player you are, you should ask your friends, when are you most effective in the team? Or get some clips of yourself, watch some clips. Like save some clips of you doing some missions, analyze it, see what your pros or your cons are in that mission. Keep studying yourself and you will figure out what type of player you are or what gun class is suitable for you. And do yourself a favor, get the thought that the game is pay to win out of your head, because this game is not pay to win. Some people might argue with me, but here's why I say the game is not pay to win. And shout out to everyone that proves this point for me time and time again. They are very skillful players, veterans, that use stock stars, stock NTEC, stock pistols, stock shotguns, stock SMGs, stock snipers, and they dominate people that have a purchased weapon. game is very situational. One gun might work for you in several occasions, but they will have this one mission or one scenario or one situation that the gun is not effective at all. Or let's say you're using a specific gun and you seem to have the advantage over another player. Sure, that's that specific player. Or maybe you might bump into someone else and you're using the same gun and you're not killing that person not once, but he's killing you over and over again. Let's make it even sweeter. He's maybe using the same gun that you're using, but he has more understanding of the gun that he's using. He probably has more experience. He knows how to maneuver himself around that area that you guys are playing in. That's why you need to get more familiar with the map, because people know the map. People know, like, let's say you got to defend a certain objective. That person probably knows every direction where the enemy can possibly come from, and he will position himself in a way that he will be more a problem for you. Or maybe he might use a certain gun that is suitable for that situation. People use maybe RPGs when they have to defend something and camp somewhere, and every time you pull up you get RPG'd, for example. So the game is very situational. One gun might not work against one person, or one gun might not work every time in the same situation, because it's so many different situations that you're put into. So keep that in mind. There is no best gun in the game for you to use. Every gun feels different. Every gun works different. Every gun is used different depending on the situation. So that's probably something that you didn't want to hear. But hey, it is what it is. I don't want you guys to spend unnecessary money on the game, because you can just buy a gun. Go ahead. But what's the guarantee that you're gonna play better now? It's just the gun. Someone could use an ordinary gun and beat you still because you don't have any knowledge of the game. You don't know how to maneuver yourself. So then you're automatically gonna lose. It doesn't matter what gun you have. So there's no best gun in the game. If you guys still wanna go and buy a gun from the armas market, you can go ahead. If you play enough with that particular gun, you're gonna get good at using that particular gun. And you're gonna probably force yourself to play in a certain manner that suits that gun, which is fine, because then if you don't know what your playstyle is, you kind of forced it onto yourself. So now you're like forced to play this way because you forced to play with this gun that you just bought, and you don't want to feel that you bought or wasted your money on a gun that probably isn't even suitable for you, but you're gonna force yourself to just play with the gun. So that's it, guys. Get better, work on yourself, become a better player, learn the game, figure out how to use a certain gun class, figure out what type of player you are, and that's how you're gonna be more dominant in the game, not by the gun you use. And you probably be like, Saint, every time I watch your videos, you're using a paid gun. Indeed, I am using a paid gun because I made the same mistakes that I'm trying to tell you not to do. If I could sell all these guns, I would sell all of them. Sure, there's one or two that, I'm used to now, and I prefer to use that gun over any other gun. But I was also tricked by the thought of, look how many guns are in the armas market. One of these might make me better. Or I'm seeing other people using that gun, so I thought, let me just get this gun. It's gonna work out for me too. And later on in the game, when I became a better player, I realized that, hey, I could use any freaking gun in the game and still be somewhat effective. I mean, sure, SMGs are my preference, but when I play on different characters, sometimes I choose not to use the SMG and force myself to use a different type of gun just to become a better player personally. And that wraps up the video, guys. I hope this was helpful. I really do. And if it was, let me know down in the comment section. Also, let me know down in the comment section what you think about it. Do you think the game is pay to win? Do you think that you're better off using stock guns or rented guns, then armas market guns. Let me know what your favorite gun is, and just talk about it in the comment section. I'll be reading it. I'll be replying. So drop a like for me, subscribe, and our next video is coming up real soon. I'm debating whether it should be the Medusa legendary gun test or some gameplay that I have here on the PC version of APB. I wanted to share with you guys. Let me know in the comment section below too which video you want to see next. It's either that one or the other one. Alright guys, bless up.